Hi, I'm Ryan LaPlante.
And I'm Tyler Hewitt.
And we are the crazy people who created both Garbage Town the Movie Podcast and Dum Dums and Dragons. And we are super excited to announce that we're starting a podcast production company called Garbage Productions.
So if you head over to patreon.com/Garbage Productions, you can actually subscribe for as little as $1 and you can get some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, you can actually help support the show and help us get made. For $1 a month, you get advance notice on all the upcoming movies on Garbage Town so you can suffer through them yourself. You get advance notice on guests coming up on DD&D so you have an idea of where that's headed, and you have access to our community and comments. For additional money, you get even more input, even more say, and you're even more a part of the shows.
We definitely want to hear from you, so go over there, check it out, and we look forward to hearing from you soon.
Yeah, patreon.com/Garbage Productions. Become a garbage person with us. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Dum Dums and Dragons, the latest podcast by the crazy people who also make Garbage Town, the movie podcast. What we do here is we play Dungeons and Dragons with some dummies, is the whole thing, and one smart person. I'm Ryan LaPlante, one of the regular players. I'm here with Tyler Hewitt, one of the other regular players. And our third regular player, and the smart one of the three of us, Laura, along with the god of this Dungeons and Dragons universe, Tom
Truly
McGee.
a dark universe if I'm the deity you've chosen. Oh boy, it's a very Star Wars-filled universe. Hey everybody, so my name's Tom McGee, and you'll be hearing lots of me because I'll be dungeon mastering this crazy, wacky, whimsical bullshit adventure.
Yeah, so we're all relatively new, not Tom, but the rest of us are relatively new players to Dungeons & Dragons, so we're taking this journey for the first time together, and we're going to be bringing other comedians along in the future on the way, so we're just going to try to have some fun and do this. For those of you who haven't played Dungeons & Dragons, it's sort of an analog video game where we are characters who get to make the decisions that we're making. Tom is God. He decides what everyone else in the entire universe is doing and whether or not we succeed, and dice rolls are used to show chance. If you're hearing anything visual that we mention, we have an Instagram that'll be covering that. Please enjoy, and Tom, why don't you walk us into our first adventure?
Welcome to the first episode of Dum Dums and Dragons, where improvisers who've never roleplayed before journey into the world that is Dungeons and Dragons. I am the Grand Wizard Bukaki, your host. Introduced in this first episode are our three central heroes: a half-elf wizard, played by the brilliant Laura Elizabeth, a halfling rogue, played by the sneaky Tyler Hewitt, and a human cleric, played by the flatulent Ryan LaPlante. Follow them as they begin their quest, here on Dum Dums and Dragons!
They've always said that it's a really bad idea to own Carmine Falstaff a favor. And unfortunately for the three of you, over the course of your adventures, no matter what your walks of life, all of you have come to owe Carmine Falstaff a favor. Now, Carmine's a man of business. He's known around the town of Neverwinter. It's a very large city in the Forgotten Realms. Very famous for people who've played Neverwinter video games. Now, all of you are level 1, so you're better than the average person, but you're not superheroes. So he's got a pretty reasonable job for you, a pretty reasonable offer, but he is going to require your services. So he's gathered the three of you at the Upside Down Hat Tavern, which is a kind of small, in modern terms, would be like a kind of hipster prohibition dive bar where everything's served in jars.
Upside Down Hat sounds hipster.
Yeah, there you go. The three of you are just waiting. His one of his major domos has welcomed you in. He's offered you all a beverage of your choice. And you're sitting at sort of a large, round wooden table. Looks like it's reclaimed, but very professionally built.
Okay, yeah.
And you're currently waiting for Carmine. The three of you are sitting around a table, you've got your drinks, and you realize that you don't really know each other. So it might be a good time for you to introduce yourselves, both to the people listening at home and to each other.
Hey, guys. I'm just going to break the silence of us sitting at this big restored round table here.
Oh, hey.
Hey, figured I'd introduce myself. My name's Quinny Brownbarrow. As you can see, I'm a halfling rogue.
It's true. He actually...
I'm a level 1 halfling rogue.
So feel free, in terms of describing your characters, to do it both in and out of character.
Okay, yeah. Quinny, he's got a bit of a checkered past. He's been to prison before, but there is no prison that can hold Quinny Brownbarrow, at least the one prison that he got out of after serving his full term. I couldn't hold him after that. Yeah, so he's run into trouble with the law, which is actually kind of where his favor to Carmine kind of comes into play. Carmine got him out of a bit of trouble a little while ago. And so, he really doesn't want to have to owe this guy any longer than he does. So that's what brings Quinny here today. He's like happy to get this red ink, I guess, as they say, out of his ledger.
All right. I down my entire beer. Do I have to roll a die for that, or is that I was just like, I cough it all over myself.
Roll a constitution for that.
Critical failure. I'm choking. No.
That's the shortest-lived character of any Dungeons & Dragons game I've ever seen.
First impression.
So I down my entire beer and I slam the jar on the table gently, but still loud enough to be shocking. And I yell, "I am Butthole Fartch, loyal servant of the god Moonhammer.
Seriously?
And I am here because Carmine Falstaff told me that I owed him a favor. I don't remember it, but he seems like a good dude, so that's why I'm here. For the record, I'm like 6'4". I'm like 240 pounds. Just a giant, like scale mail wearing guy with a warhammer strapped to his back.
Okay, cool.
Just a big beefy dude.
All right. Hi, Quinny and Butthole.
Yep, that's the name. Don't wear it out.
Awesome.
Actually, you can say it all you want. You're cool. Don't worry about it.
Oh, yeah, you can't wear out a butthole. Anyway.
I'm trying.
Oh, God.
Anyways, my name's Alyn. I'm a half elf. I like to focus on the fact that there is another half to that, not just an elf, half human as well.
Oh, right on.
So I've actually a short time ago left my home, unbeknownst to any of my family or community, looking for adventure. I've lived a fairly sheltered life in terms of real world experiences, but I've done a lot of study in the temple. I like to think of myself as a pretty proficient wizard, maybe help out with some magic or something. But I found myself within the first few days kind of struggling a little bit about where to go, and I knew that I had a community. There was a temple in Neverwinter, and so I went there and looking for some help and ran into Carmine and thought he was going to help me out and offer me some shelter and some food and supplies, but turns out he wasn't really on the side of the temple. So now I find instead of this free ride I was hoping for, I owe him one.
So as you say that, another beer in a jar appears in front of you. Your empty glass is swept away by a tall, thin elf who you think is perhaps the most butlery person you've ever seen. Like, this elf was born to buttle. Just, perfect manners, immaculate, fantasy equivalent of a tuxedo, little white gloves, and presents another beer for you.
Oh, man, thanks, dude. Have you heard of the god Moonhammer?
No, sir, but I'm sure the god Moonhammer is most excellent. Enjoy your drink.
Oh,
and then he
thanks.
disappears.
Guys, I really like this butler. This place is amazing.
And just as you say that, sort of a large door opens at the back, opened by the butler, of course, and in comes Carmine Falstaff. Now, Carmine Falstaff, despite running what you've kind of come to gather is perhaps a vaguely shady syndicate, is actually very immaculately well-dressed. He's wearing a very fine robe, and he has a large ring that he keeps fiddling with on his middle finger. And he comes in, and he's like, welcome, adventurers. I see you found the place okay. Has Fiddlesworth been taking good care of you?
Fiddlesworth?
Oh, yes, Fiddlesworth. That wasn't his original name. I thought it sounded more butlery.
Yeah, he's been taking pretty good care of us.
Okay, good job, Fiddlesworth. Fiddlesworth kind of goes, So Carmine comes to join you, and he sort of waves to one of the other bartenders who comes over with another chair. He says, thank you all so much for joining me today and for coming to make good on your favors, especially you, Butthole. After all I've done for you, specifically you, remember that time? You remember, right?
Life changing, my friend.
Good man.
If there's one thing I know, it's a good friend would never tell another person who can't really remember him that he owes him a favor if he didn't. And that's why I'm here. Because I owe you.
And I appreciate that. Hail Moonhammer.
See, this is why we get along, guys.
This guy loves Moonhammer.
It's all about Moonhammer.
And my good friend Quinny. How could I forget my good pal Quinny? The local constabulary hasn't been giving you any more trouble, I trust?
No. Thank you for that, Carmine.
No, you're welcome.
Let's get this out of the way so we can...
we will get down to it then. Gundren, you can come in now. So behind him, like a very businesslike, very kind of distracted, excitable dwarf just kind of comes bursting in, and he's got a bunch of papers in his hand. You can see he's fully prepared for a trip on the road. Like he's, strapped up. He's got his gear on. He's got riding boots on. He's got a pack over his back, and he kind of rushes over. He's offered, Fiddlesworth offers him a jar. He just, no time. And behind him comes sort of a tall, sort of, in his 60s-ish, gray, but in good shape. He looks like he's led a good life of adventuring. So it's a tall, gray-haired gentleman in sort of light metal armor that looks almost more ceremonial now than useful, particularly to your eye, Butthole. You're like, this... It seems like it would be okay, but it's almost like... It almost presents as...
Decorative?
Thank you. Decorative. You get 1 XP.
He's writing it down.
Oh, I'm making it.
No, please do. It means he will level up 1 XP faster than the rest of you.
God damn it. I notice it too.
Too late, Quinny. And does anybody have history as a skill? If you think your character would be the kind who's like observing things going, that might have historical value.
Oh, fuck
I
no.
am 100%
Yes,
into
I think
that.
you and
Oh, yeah.
do
Quinny's
that.
not much of an Antiques Roadshow guy, so I don't think he's going to be
9
up for
plus
this.
3, so I got a 12.
So, Alyn, you recognize the insignia from some of your studies as the emblem of the famous Griffin Cavalry of the great city of Waterdeep. You've never been to Waterdeep, but you get the sense that perhaps he doesn't look like he serves now, but that at one point he would have served in this cavalry. So he just kind of takes a place by the door, and Carmine says, "Allow me to introduce Gundren Rockseeker of the Rockseeker brothers. You've heard of them?"
No.
And Gundren's like, "Of course they haven't heard of them. Don't try those games with them." And Carmine's like, "Oh, you know me so well. But yeah, Moonhammer though, am I right?"
Oh, you're right, buddy.
The two of you get the sense that Carmine seems to act like he knows a lot about a lot of stuff, but probably knows a very little about a lot of stuff.
Yeah, hey, how about Moonhammer, Carmine? What's your favorite thing about him?
My favorite thing is the kind of loyalty and good values and good clericing that Moonhammer inspires in people like my friend Butthole here.
Yeah, thank you so much. Actually, it's a she. Moonhammer is a she god.
Interesting. I didn't know that, but you should have known that, right, Carmine?
Oh, well, I don't see gender, I'm a very, very advanced medieval character.
Oh, so everyone's a he.
I object.
Carmine gradually fades away from the table and goes to talk to Fiddlesworth. You see a couple of gestures going on, and you're concerned that maybe Carmine's not too happy about being caught out. Gundren, on the other hand, is pretty excited just to be talking to you guys.
That felt really good for Quinny, by the way.
So I chug the rest of the beer that's in front of me, slam it back down, lean forward, and turn to Gundren, and I speak Dwarvish. So I say in Dwarvish, "Hey, bro, I really like those boots."
Oh, I thank you. Thank you. They're my best riding boots. Good for riding, so I'm told. Dwarf on a horse, right? Dumb. In any case, he drops back out of Dwarven and addresses the three of you. So he's like, "I'm so glad that you have decided to join the expedition. It's going to be spectacular. My brothers and I are very excited about what we've been able to uncover. Unprecedented. And he pounds some papers and you get the sense that he's very excited but also very scatterbrained. He doesn't seem to really want to convey too much information to you. So he says, my compatriot here, Sildar Hallwinter, and I will be going on ahead. You know where we're going, yes?
Nope.
Where are we going?
Carmine. Okay. We are creating a new excavation near the town of Phandalin. It's a small, rough-and-tumble frontier town, a few days' ride south of Neverwinter.
Are there humans there?
Oh, there are humans everywhere, of course. Damn tall humans. They're always reaching things I can't reach.
Preach.
Right, I like this guy.
I just lean back a little bit awkwardly as a human who's incredibly tall.
No, I bear no ill will. I wish I could reach the cookies on the top shelf, and I never can. It's a problem.
I'll pick you up and hold you for it.
I think you and I are going to be fast friends. And he laughs and he calls for another round of ale. He doesn't call for one for himself, though, because you get the sense he's in a bit too much of a hurry.
And I lean over to Quinny and I'm like, "Guys, I really like this dwarf."
My compatriot Sildar and I will head there in advance. We've got some preparations to do. My brothers are also getting things underway. What I require from the three of you is to help protect a caravan of supplies that we'll be sending south. Just the usual basics for an excavation, but Phandalin isn't a particularly well-equipped town. I want to make sure we have the best of the best for such an unprecedented new dig. So, what I require you to do, as you know, the roads here can be somewhat dangerous from time to time. I require the three of you to protect the wagon from here to Phandalin. You will deliver it, and upon delivery, you will each be rewarded 10 gold pieces. And he kind of looks at all of you like, isn't that an outrageously large amount of money for this simple task?
I'm kind of down with getting paid 10 gold pieces because this was supposed to be just a favor. But if I'm getting paid, I mean, hey, can we do a little better than 10?
He kind of looks at you like, what, favor? I mean, you do this for free? There's such goodness in your heart, friend halfling. Oh, free it is then. Oh, what a good man. Good man. You've got good people, Carmine. Carmine's still grumbling about men's have rights too,
I look over at Alyn as the smart guy, and I'm like, what? But like with my eyes. Like, I don't say what because that's rude, but like, well, I'm thinking it real hard though.
Yeah, I finished my beer and I'm like, buy me another beer.
Oh, absolutely. Carmine, another beer for the man. Fiddlesworth goes and pours you another pint of ale.
God damn it.
Now, all of you have skills and abilities you can use. If you feel this negotiation is going poorly, you can attempt any number of these. There's Intimidate, there's Charisma, Persuasion.
I'm going to try to charm this guy because I feel like, I just lean over. I speak Dwarvish because, he's a dwarf. So I understand where you're coming from, my friend, because we've all got budgets that we're dealing with. But, cost of living alone, how long is this journey going to take us?
Oh, it'll probably take you about 3 days.
Well, let's be honest. Decent cost of living is going to be at least a gold piece a day. So that's 3 gold pieces. That's just expenses. That's assuming there's no combat pay. I've served in a mercenary company. Quinny here, hardened criminal, just a badass. Look at him. That dude would fuck you up in a second. I'm bringing literally the power of a god. I've saved lives. I've healed people. I've done these things. Alyn, incredible magician. Fireballs from the heaven. He can crash comets into shit. He knows what's going on. And I don't want to speak out of turn about Sildar. Does Sildar speak Dwarvish?
Well, here and there, he's got a couple phrases.
All right, so I lean in close and like we're on a team now. Like we're going to be close friends. And I'm like, his armor's pretty decorative, but I'm pretty sure if he fell down, he could die. So just saying, if you cough up a little more dough, you get a little better work. It's like the mercenary code.
Roll me a d20. Oh,
20.
Perfect 20.
First roll of the game.
Well done. Way to kick it off.
Of the series.
Natch 20.
You're going to regret that when you're like fighting a dragon 3 minutes from now. And it's like, fuck, we really shouldn't have used that 20 to earn extra gold.
Oh, man, if only chance worked that way.
Why did you use your 20?
Wait, you mean you didn't rig your dice? That's the first rule of D&D. Oh, no. It's like Vegas. Come on, man. That's awesome. So you get the sense that your very convincing argument has worked. So he goes, you're absolutely right. And really, truly, we do need these supplies. I don't want to be using flimsy Phandalin supplies when I get there. All right, I will bump it up to 15 gold pieces each, and I will cut you in to the excavation.
And you said that in common?
I say it in Dwarven, too.
Oh, okay.
I'm just dealing with him now.
Okay.
Deal. And then I just shake his hand. And then I turn to the rest of the group and I'm like, hey, I got his 15. So
I do a spit take. And like a choke, like after choking, coughing, and wheezing, I'm like, Butthole, I see your value now.
Fiddlesworth comes over with a delicate silk napkin and begins to mop up your spit take while staring at you with great loathing.
Is he mopping like me, like my shirt and stuff?
Yep, he's just helping out.
Okay, I like fuck off for a second, Fiddlesworth.
Very good. So he goes and stands dejectedly in a corner. Carmine comes back over. So we're all agreed. Everything's good.
I lean forward to Carmine, and I'm like, all right, so we just got a pretty good gig out of my new friend Grunder here with the great boots. What's going on with you, man? Like, what do you get out of this? Do you need a cut of our cash, or you got something in the excavation? What's
Moonstaff? No. I was trying to do Heavens No, but he doesn't know where Moonstaff lives, so he just says Moon.
Okay, now we're going to have a bit of a problem here because the goddess is Moonhammer. She's very understanding, and I would say, do you know what? Another round of drinks, we'll let that one fly because you're trying, and I appreciate that.
He looks gently ashamed and says, I spend so much time at temples because my parents never took me to any temple, and that's why I try to learn about religions, but even then I get them wrong. Moonstaff? That's half my name and half your god's name. What a foolish portmanteau. And he starts weeping onto the table as he summons more ale.
I put a hand on his shoulder, and I say, my friend, Moonhammer, Moonstaff, it's a god. They don't need a name to be right. They need your heart to be right. And you have the heart of a warrior. And that is why she loves you and she loves me. Let us pray together, friends. And I grab both Alyn and Quinny and kind of shove them closer to him. And I just say, all of us are here together, Moonhammer, god of joy and strength and flatulence. Let us celebrate this moment together. Let us celebrate this coming together of brotherhood. And let us move forward to fart our way to glory.
And Fiddlesworth screams, to glory! You think you've made a convert.
To glory, because I want to fit in so bad.
I say nothing.
Gundren kind of looks at you and is like, what the fuck is...
I roll my eyes and do the jerk-off motion.
He nods and does a double jerk-off motion near his face.
Jesus Christ.
And then says, well, as charming as that was, I must make to the road. The wagon must reach Phandalin within 4 days' time. Please leave tomorrow morning at your earliest convenience, and we will see you in Phandalin, where riches await. Riches upon riches! And then he burns out the door, with Sildar following very close behind and looking like he's very happy to be out of here. So Carmine kind of wipes a tear from his eye, and he looks, puts a hand on your shoulder and says, thank you for showing me the light and grace of Moonhammer. You're welcome to stay here, make whatever preparations you need. The wagon will be awaiting the three of you. You have the rest of the evening to do anything you want in Neverwinter. If there's any provisions you need to buy, anything you want to do, you're welcome to do that. But you get the sense you will need to leave in the morning. What would you like to do?
Hey, Butthole, you want another drink with me?
Hell yeah, I do.
All right.
In the name of Moonhammer, we shall drink these beverages. And then I do.
Fiddlesworth brings you over some more drinks. You get the sense that Carmine's kind of left you an open tab, which seems nice. The taste of the ale to you, Butthole, is kind of, it's the house lager. You're like, this might be the slops of other beers. But Alyn, having not really had too much partying experience, this is the worst and greatest beer you've ever had. Quinny, what are you doing?
I'm thinking about tomorrow. I'm thinking we've got to defend a caravan, and we're heading to a mine. Is there any place I can go out and buy some caltrops?
Yeah.
Yeah, throw off any kind of pursuers you might have or anything
absolutely.
like that.
Neverwinter is a huge proper city, and you've been there long enough, and you're kind of a streetwise guy that, you'd be able to find those.
I've got 15 gold pieces on me right now.
I mean, gold in this realm goes pretty far.
Decent, yeah.
So I would say you can get what you need for, let's say, half a gold.
So would I say 14 gold and 50 silver? Like
Yeah,
we're going to go up to 100,
let's
like
do
100
that.
silvers.
That makes sense.
One gold?
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll just treat it in human terms.
Thank you.
Which means, like, if we have like one hardcore D&D fan listening, they're gonna be like, "You son of a bitch! They made rules for this."
Literally unplayable.
So back at the bar, having had our drinks and everything's going well, I stand up on our table in the middle of this bar. Are there other people there? It's pretty busy, right?
It's moderately busy.
Nice. All right. So I stand up like on our table at the bar, and I use thaumaturgy, which is one of my cantrips. And I use it a couple times because you can do that with cantrips.
Cantrips you can use as much as you want.
Love it. I make my eyes glow. I make all the fires in the place boom up and turn bright purple. And I make my voice 3 times as loud as it normally would be. And I say, the goddess Moonhammer has spoken and demands we find who can drink the most in this bar.
I then immediately use prestidigitation, not wanting to be left out of this, and create a strong odor emanating from your butt.
That is foul and appropriate.
Moonhammer's a party god. Woo woo.
So I get down to my table and gesture over that anybody who's coming around our table, we're going to get wasted. And we've got Fiddlesworth bringing beers. So
Is Quinny back in time for this, or is he out for this?
You're out for this, but
Okay.
I think you could probably make it, from the sounds of how long they're going to drink and based on the size of Butthole
I'll
as a
show up
human,
just at,
you'll
like, the right
probably
time of
show up at
debauchery?
like,
Okay.
yep.
I just want to note that, like, I am 6 feet tall, being like half elf, but I'm also like 145 pounds. So This is going to be a challenge.
All right. Well, let's see how the crowd feels about your.
I was gonna say, should I have used charm or something to try to get the room?
Yeah, actually, you know what? Roll me an opposed check here. We'll see what goes down.
8. I sucked.
It's a very impressive display, but despite how appropriate the foul stench is for the followers of Moonhammer, since you are currently the only follower of Moonhammer, everyone just assumes you just farted a bunch, and that they don't understand that has anything to do with your god. So they're like, "Who is this smelly man?"
Just imagine like casting stink on you and being like, "Thumbs up, buddy, we got this."
That's totally.
Yep. So everyone kind of nods and is like, "Yep," and goes back to their drinks. Someone does come over, and he's kind of like, he's got like really sort of straw-like hair, and he's pretty gaunt, and he's got kind of a weird growth on his neck, and he comes over and he's like, "Hey guys, I hear we're getting riggedy wrecked."
And I say, yes, we are, friend. We will determine in the name of Moonhammer which of us can drink the most.
Oh boy, that sounds fun. Fun with friends, fun with new friends. And he like touches each of your shoulders in a like weirdly inappropriate way.
All right, Fiddlesworth, let's do this.
All right, fun with new friends. So Fiddlesworth just keeps bringing the ale. All right, so I need you to both roll me a Constitution check.
Chug.
Ooh, 19.
Oh shit.
I rolled a 9.
She's 140 pounds.
So you all begin to drink mightily. Your new friend, whose name is Bob. Bob passes out pretty quickly. You get the sense that he was looking for a long, fun time, but you're both drinking very, very heroically. And since he is not a level 1 adventurer, he is down for the count. Fiddlesworth seems pretty happy about this. No one likes Bob. So as the two of you are drinking, Butthole, you're like, you know what? This is what I do. Like you could outdrink your mercenary company. You're a big barrel-chested dude. You're like, I got this.
Yeah, and I'm acting like it's that scene in Indiana Jones. Like, it's just the two of us drinking, but in my head, the whole bar is around us, like, chanting. Like, you can do it. Like, yeah.
However, what you didn't account for, and Alyn, what you were surprised by is the elven part of her constitution is actually very good. And the wine that she was raised on, despite not having the pungent power of the local bar swill, was actually much higher in alcohol than anything you've been drinking. So she's pounding them back, and she's getting full, but the alcohol just isn't having the same effect. Whereas you're, of course, and also everyone's cheering, and
in
you're
my head.
Yeah, well, yes,
it's a silent bar, but in my head,
yeah,
so much
and
applause.
and it's one of those things where it's like you are now well and truly drunk. And you're like, we're all drunk. And Alan's like, yeah, woo, we're doing it. And Bob's like being dragged out. So Quinny, by the time you return, we've got Butthole is very flatulently passed out on the table, face down. And Alyn, you now actually have a healthy buzz going.
Butthole is like visibly okay.
Oh, he's fine.
Yeah, okay.
He's
okay.
snoring contentedly and farting contentedly.
Yeah, I'll just pull up a stool beside Al here and get myself my first drink.
I just want to ask Quinny a question.
Yeah, what's up?
So you're like a halfling, right? Mm-hmm. And so, what? You're half human, right?
No, I think it's half in terms of like stature, not half of.
Never
something.
mind.
Why? What's on your mind?
I just wanted to know what is how do you explore your human side?
Oh yeah, I don't really
What
have
does
one
it
of those.
mean? That doesn't mean anything, and this guy's passed out. I'm just gonna go to sleep.
So, Alyn, you find a particularly soft spot on the side of Butthole, and you fall gently asleep. Quinny, you are left drinking your ale with passed out companions.
They got anything valuable on them?
I got like 5 gold pieces, but that's it.
I've got a total of 20 gold pieces.
I think
Oh,
that means
shit.
you had 5 gold pieces.
No, I'm also traveling with these guys for the next 3 days, so
I also have a holy icon.
I guess I'm also Oh yeah, what's your holy icon?
It's the icon of the Moonhammer.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, it looks like a butt with a warhammer sticking out of the butthole.
Oh, okay, and like that's clear to me. Like I see that, and like this is a butt with a warhammer in it.
It's exactly like that. Like if you want to
Okay.
see the picture, that's what the holy icon looks like.
Okay, great.
You can also see that picture on our Instagram before Instagram notices and bans it.
If they figure out what it is.
Yeah. Nope, can't do it. I can't, shouldn't, not like, just like, very tempting, but not a good time. maybe at the end of day 3 when we split ways. But good to know, kind of thing. And good to know that these guys don't have knives to put in my back.
Can you roll me it can just be a straight charisma check.
So 11.
It's pretty much just you and Fiddlesworth now. The bartender is retired to go like replace the keg and do all that. And Fiddlesworth is like mopping up the broken jars. And you guys strike up a bit of a conversation. And you ask him what happened. And he's like, oh, it's that idiot Bob. Comes in here every day. He's looking for fun new friends. All he wants, fun new friends. And he just keeps flashing that annoying smile. The man has a gold tooth. How garish is that? A gold tooth. And then he drinks too much and he passes out and we have to dump him in the alleyway. It happens every goddamn week. But anyway, yes, so he passed out, broke the chair. He was drinking with your new friends, his fun new friends. And we had to ditch him out back. Savages. And he leaves.
He leaves?
Yeah, he like goes. He's finished cleaning up the chairs, so now he's just wandering around the tavern.
All right. I walk directly to the back door and ask, hey, Fiddlesworth, you got any pliers?
Perhaps. What for?
Fiddlesworth, I'm going to be straight with you. I'm taking that tooth.
Fiddlesworth reaches behind the bar, comes out with a pair of pliers, puts it on the table. Very good, sir. Tell him Fiddlesworth says hello. And slides it to you.
I will tell him that, Fiddlesworth. Thank you. And I walk out the back.
All right,
entrance.
so you walk out into the back alley. It's it's now it's pre-dawn, it's early hours. Not too many people out and about. You see Bob kind of like pushed up against some garbage and some couple of empty barrels, and he's passed out. He's like a sort of like a little skinny, gangly guy.
Okay,
so like he's kind of like thrashy, but you get the sense he's pretty much out like a light.
Yeah. Okay. I give him a smack to make sure the patient is sufficiently doped.
Can you roll me a strength check?
Critical fail.
Critical fail. That's great. That weirdly ends up being good for you because if you'd hit him hard, he would have woken up. So you reach back with all your mighty halfling might and you just slap him across the face.
Hit him like a child.
You hit his cheekbone. It really fucking hurts your hand. Like, just really, that sucked for you.
Okay, that pisses me off, and I use that anger to just fucking pull the tooth out.
Okay, give me a sleight of hand check. You're going to try and get this tooth out without waking him up.
24.
24? Okay. So I think this is how
I
it
take
works
all
out.
his teeth.
So
He doesn't wake up.
So
He doesn't have a head anymore, and he's alive.
so you're full of rage.
Yeah.
And I think what you do is you kind of like, you grab one of the barrels, you grab the pliers, you pull a tooth, and then you slam the barrel down on him, so it feels like the barrel just fell over. So it breaks his nose. He wakes up, he's like, and there's blood everywhere. You pocket the tooth.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey, man, are you okay? And he's like, well, what happened?
Hey, man, you should get like a gold tooth to replace like that gap in your mouth.
And he feels around and he's like, oh, no, Goldie, how will I make fun new friends now? I need fun friends. Maybe I'll do that.
Yeah, you should get it replaced.
So he reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a sack that's jingling. He's like, do you think this is enough?
And I say, can I see that?
Yeah. Yeah, here you go.
And I look inside and I'm like, no, Bob, this is too much. And I take out, how many coins are in there?
Let's say 5 gold.
5 gold? I take out 3 gold. And I'm like, this is all you need. And I give him the bag back.
Oh, thanks. You're a good, fun new friend. And he wipes like a bloody hand. He like touches your shoulder inappropriately, but his hand's all bloody. So it just kind of smears blood down your sleeve. He's like, fun new friend. And then he passes out.
Don't touch me, Bob.
He's already asleep.
And I leave.
Right.
And I'm done for the night. I go to bed.
Okay. Yeah. So you all sleep in various states. Can both of you roll me a Constitution save, please?
4.
18.
Great.
Nice.
So you wake up feeling just great. Today's going to be a great day. And you served your God properly. You can feel from the rumbling of your stomach that you probably had a very flatulent night. And that's
nice.
Truly that is like painting, the Sistine Chapel for you. You really did it up right.
True. She is the goddess of joy, strength, and flatulence, and really the first two are just the third
Directly
thing.
related
Just
to
put
the
them
third.
together.
Alyn, you, however, the elven wine tends to come off kind of nicely. The swill does not, so you feel like garbage to the point that you are now poisoned, which means that you get disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until you take a long rest.
What have I done?
I lean over and I'm like, badass Al, champion of Moonhammer. I knew you had it in you, buddy.
Well, what an experience. What a night. No regrets.
I was going to say, just before we depart, I'm going to circle. I assume I woke up in the tavern, yes?
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to circle back to Fiddlesworth, our friend. I'll tell him, like, go ahead, I'll catch up with you in a second. And I go back to Fiddlesworth, and I'm assuming he's awake and working, so I kind of find him, and I just say, Fiddlesworth, I remember your to glory last night in the name of Moonhammer. And I appreciate the challenges that you face in this life. And I take out one of my 2 light hammers. And on the side of it, it has the symbol of Moonhammer carved. I mean, not like good. Like, I'm not a craftsman, so it looks like a children's drawing, like chiseled into the side of this light hammer. And I just say, this is for you. Pray to it in times of struggle, and know that Moonhammer is here for you, with joy, with strength, with flatulence, to glory, my friend.
Moonhammer be praised. He lets out the daintiest, butleriest fart you've ever heard and takes the hammer.
And I give it the
potpourri.
biggest laugh in my entire week, and then I head out and leave the hammer with him. So I'm down to 1 light hammer, but I've given it to a new convert.
Very nice.
So I join them up. I join them
done.
on their journey to the gate.
Great.
Light hammer, is that like a hammer of light? Or is it like
hammer you can throw.
Okay. So weight-wise, it's light. Got it.
It's, for all of your ranged combat hammer needs,
He's a very hammer-based gentleman.
I can't wait, because it's going to happen at some point where I'm being chased by something, or I come bursting in through a door, or I come riding over the crest of a hill, and I just get to shout out, Butthole!
Ryan, I'm going to give you 1 point of inspiration for that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So the way inspiration works is you can use it when you're making an attack roll, a saving roll, or an ability check, and it gives you advantage on the roll. So the idea there being, as you role play and as you sort of achieve certain things that your character would like or want to accomplish, I'll give you inspiration, and you can use that to basically rig dice in your favor. So when you're fighting the dragon, you roll your 1.
It makes me more. I get a better shot at that fantasy 20 we're all
That's
talking about.
right.
You're putting extra,
Yeah.
in my case, holiness into
Holiness,
it. An
yes.
extra fart power behind
Yes,
it.
yes, that's right. Some profound
Put some
flatulence.
stank on it.
Yeah.
I will, from now on, refer to my inspiration as stank.
Stank.
I'm just
dice.
going to cross that out.
Plus 1 stank.
Plus 1 stank. Excellent. So you all meet up at the south exit of Neverwinter. It's a nice day. Looks like it'll be good weather for traveling. Your wagon is all fully loaded up. One of Gundren's many employees is just sort of waiting there with the wagon. It's a large wagon that's going to be pulled by 2 ox. Someone will need to drive.
I've traveled with the military for a while. My background plus wisdom helps with animal handling. So I would say I'll handle that.
Yeah,
If you guys are down with it,
Go for it.
That's a strong pitch, yeah.
great. I will drive.
Fantastic.
It says Moonhammer, and he says me, and in the name of Moonhammer, I jump up.
I think Quinny would probably
To the
want to
front of
keep
the
a
cars.
lookout anyway.
So you set out on the road. You estimate it's probably going to take you about 2.5 days ride to make it to Phandalin. You're going to be heading south on the high road. So the first day you find passes fairly easily. You're still hungover, which is kind of rough. The sun's very bright, but moving is helping, and so is the companionship. The cart is heavy. It's very weighed down with crowbars and pickaxes and all that sort of stuff, but it's pretty easy to handle, and the road is well kept. So you make it the first day without incident and set up camp for the night. What do you want to do?
Shall we set a watch over the course of the night?
Yeah, I'll take first watch.
I will go in the middle, for I worship the moon and the hammer and the goddess Moonhammer, so I will have the time with the most moon.
And I immediately, using my arcane focus, conjure an unseen servant to set up my camp for me, because I'm still too hungover to do it myself.
I like that in wizardy terms you were basically like, oh man, I'm too hungover to do anything, so I'm going to cast a complex magic thing
It's
to
a
stop
ritual
me. No,
spell.
it makes complete sense. It's easier than hammering pegs. Tents are a bitch to put up. I get it. Alyn, are you going to use the unseen servant to set up anyone else's tents or just your own?
Well, I mean, I don't have a tent, so...
Actually, I don't have a tent either. I just have a bedroll.
Okay, so you summon an unseen servant to roll out your bedroll.
Anyone else need anything set up?
No, I'm
okay?
actually fine.
I am an expert bed roller, so I'm good.
I got the first watch anyway, so it doesn't matter. Butthole, with your bedroll that you're rolling out, do you Dutch oven yourself?
Only on the Sabbath.
Whatever the goddess wills.
You just let one rip and just
Will
zip
happen.
yourself in?
I need to keep my head exposed to the moon, but I hope to keep as much of my holy flatulence trapped inside as I can for both warmth and piety.
Cool. Yeah, just curious.
Good night. I'm always happy to explain my faith, Quinny. Maybe one day you'll find the goddess Moonhammer within yourself.
Maybe one day
That's a hard
it'll
maybe.
be our faith.
That's a better version of my line. Immediate rewrite to what he said.
Yep. Cool. So, Quinny, the first watch passes without incident. You wake up. Butthole, during your watch, there is a strong gust of cold wind that blows across the camp.
There goes all your farts.
God damn it. I was saving those. Do I find something ominous about the wind, or is it just...
I mean, it's the middle of the night, and there's a gust of wind. So take that for what you will.
I'm cool with it.
You all wake up murdered.
No, I mean a gust of wind because I'm up, right? So I'm the one scared.
You absolutely.
So I would say that'd be one of those where I'd do like a quick patrol of the area we're sleeping in, but I'd keep everybody in the carriage within sight.
Yeah, you're certainly out in the elements. It's not you don't sense anything ominous. It's just there was a gust of wind.
I also then turn to myself in the corner and go, "Son of a bitch! There are 3 of us, and we only set up 2 of us doing the watch." Alyn, you crafty bastard. Oh, well, I guess he's hungover and sort of new, so...
You keep referring to Alyn as a he.
Yeah.
Whoa, who are you, Carmine? Come on.
Hey, I'm the only one there, so
actually-
nobody's correcting me.
Yeah.
I can learn that half-elves can be girls later.
We consciously decided not to correct you when you were speaking in Dwarven.
Yeah.
Like Alyn was in, you were like, well, we can't correct him on it. And we just realized now you're alone, so we actually can't correct you on it.
I'm going to stick to it because that's what Butthole thinks. All half-elves are boys. It's like cats are girls and dogs are boys.
Well, that is what TV and film have taught me.
Yeah.
okay.
And do you
They
know what?
wouldn't lie.
Moonhammer's faith is pretty simple, so he's got to get some additional stuff in there to help make it real world, you know?
Great. Yeah, legit.
So he goes back to watching.
Cool. So the night passes uneventfully. You wake up, Alyn. You feel much refreshed, having not taken a watch. You're now no longer poisoned.
Yes.
Your hangover
Morning, everyone.
has subsided.
Good morning.
All right, back
It's
on the
very
road.
resentful.
It's kind of my thing.
Butthole, you're still driving the wagon?
Yep.
Great. So second day, similar to the first, fairly uneventful. You eventually reach the turnoff. You're going to take the Tribor Pass Tribor Trail to reach Phandalin. You're coming off the main road now, so things are a little rougher. It's a little harder to maneuver the wagon. You're heading along. You've been going along the Tribor Trail for about half a day. But then as you come around a bend, you spot 2 dead horses sprawled about 50 feet ahead of you, blocking the path. Each has several black-feathered arrows sticking out of it. The woods press close to the trail here with a steep embankment and dense thickets on either side. You get the sense it's kind of like a choke point.
Our horses can reverse, correct? Like a car,
they're
back
oxen.
the hell
Yeah,
up.
you can run
Oxen,
them back.
great. Yeah, no, I'm backing them the hell up, and I turn to the rest of the crew. I'm assuming I see this first because I'm the one driving around the corner.
Well, I'm still up on the cart with you.
Oh,
like,
great.
I'm like, because I'm small, so I'm like just riding with the cargo.
So we simultaneously react. I immediately start reversing back around the corner, and I yell, or I don't yell, but I say pretty calmly, but I'm like, Moonhammer says we're about to get ambushed.
Butthole, are you cool with me just kind of like, if we've got trouble up ahead, are you cool with me like announcing our presence?
I give Quinny one of those like hold up a finger for like just a second, and I close my eyes and I just pray under my breath for like a solid 5 seconds, and then I look to him and says, "Yep, farting and praying simultaneously." And I turn to back to Quinny and I say, "Moonhammer suggests I go announce myself, and though she doesn't believe in stereotyping people, it seems like you might be sneakier than me. Maybe you go see if you can spot somebody in the woods while I announce to either distract them if they're evil or convert them if they're good."
Tom, can I teach him some really quick phrases in Thieves' Cant?
Sure.
Okay, so quick breakdown is Thieves' Cant is like a secret language that people like of not so great repute use to kind of secretly communicate with each other. You can leave like symbols and stuff like that
Like
no
the
one else.
hobo code.
Yeah, the boxcar jumping hobo code.
Wonderful.
I give him the Thieves' Cant equivalent of let us pass through. We carry nothing of value. We're a band of bandits ourselves.
Nice. How do I say that? You got to tell me because I can go repeat it.
It's just beatboxing, man. It's just boom, kick, boom, kick. That's the first part.
Okay.
I need to hear you so I know you got it.
Boom, boom.
Oh, you might get us killed.
Listen, I'm doing my best. Okay, clearly I'm not good at it. Do you have like a hand gesture?
Yeah. Try this phrase instead. Just say basically, guys, we're bandits.
Oh, okay. You know, Thieves' Cant isn't that hard. I mean, the beatboxing's rough, but sometimes it's pretty clear.
I'm going to stay with the cart just as a backup,
Yeah,
guarding
good
everything,
call.
because right now you're going forward, Butthole. And Quinny, you're going through
gonna sneak around, yeah.
around through the trees.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to stay with the cart just to make sure that no one gets around to it.
Alyn and Quinny, can you guys roll me a stealth check, please?
Oh, can I ever?
But you can roll it with advantage because Butthole's going to be making such a commotion.
17.
17. Great.
I'm a sneaky
stealth,
little
right?
guy.
Yes.
Okay, so I have 18.
I walk around the corner, shield, warhammer. I got my scale mail on. I'm looking like a badass, and I yell, "We are bandits! Hello! I'm also a cleric. Have you heard of the god Moonhammer?" I use thaumaturgy, so my voice is like 5 times as loud as normal. and I got glowing red eyes.
Roll me a persuasion check, please. Unless you want to be an intimidate.
Nah, I'm a friendly guy. I mean, worse gamble. These guys aren't even bandits, and now I'm just like, scary!
We're like, best case scenario, you're just yelling at 2 dead horses.
17, but added to 20.
Nice.
From the thick ears, I'm like, what do we? Oh shit. Okay. We should. We're not here.
That's Thieves' Cant.
Okay, is it cool if we move your horses?
Just tell them. Just shut up. Just tell them. They're not our horses. You can move them if you want.
Okay, so, I mean, I just go over and I start dragging the horses out of the way.
Yeah. Am I picking up on where this whispering's coming from as I stealthily move through the woods?
Yeah. So you can hear it's a let's say, I don't know, a few feet ahead of you. You're getting close. You can see 2 goblins crouching with bows who both look very concerned.
Concerned? Are those bows drawn or are they?
You get the sense they like, they've got them at the ready.
Yeah.
From what you can tell, it's not like they were waiting specifically for you guys to show up.
Yeah.
They heard the cart coming, so they were getting ready. But now they seem very concerned and kind of afraid.
I think I'm going to try and take advantage of their cowardice and maybe take out a couple of these guys and get a surrender out of anyone else. I mean, I can't discuss that with you because I'm hiding in the woods, but
This is I am literally just dragging horses out of the way right now while still lit up looking like a badass.
You notice that the heraldry on one of them matches what Sildar was wearing. And you can see that the other one looks like it was rigged up with... You can tell that this is probably Gundren and Sildar's horses.
I just sigh and I turn back to the woods and I say, "Moonhammer, damn it. Did you guys, find a dwarf and a dude in crappy fancy armor?"
So the 2 goblins, from your perspective, stare at each other. Meanwhile, you don't know what's going on with the goblins, but that piques your interest because you remember Sildar was wearing fancy, crappy armor. Mm-hmm. So the 2 goblins kind of stare at each other, stare back at the road, stare at each other, and then they start muttering in goblin to each other again.
Waiting for an answer.
I'm going to sneak up behind these guys with the intention of running them through. Hard enough to also push them out into the clear.
Do you know what? I'm sensing that it kind of sounds like, because the voices we're only hearing sounds coming from one place. I'm guessing there probably isn't anyone else on the other side of the woods. So I'm going to run over to where the voices came from.
All right. If I pick up on that, I'm just going to pick one.
They're very much focused on each other and him. So they're not really paying attention to you.
Right.
You get the sense if they weren't arguing, they would probably hear her coming.
Right.
But because you're in quiet listening mode, you can hear her.
Okay.
So you successfully sort of start coming up. What do you do?
I'll take the one furthest from Alyn so she doesn't have to cross as much distance.
Okay. Great.
I'm going to run up behind him and give him a stab in the back.
Okay, so you begin to creep up, and again, the goblins are very panicky, very distracted. You're making your way through the woods. You're very excited. This is perhaps your first combat action.
Oh, it totally is.
So this is pretty thrilling. And Butthole, you're still standing there, kind of frustratedly.
I'm just staring into the woods, holding my warhammer in one hand, my arm out in the other, and I'm like, what the fudge?
And as you say that, out of nowhere, a bolt strikes you in the back for 5 points of damage.
Son of a
Oh,
bitch.
shit.
Roll for initiative, motherfuckers!
Shot in the back and rolling for initiative. Anything could happen. Will Butthole Fartch die before ever striking a blow? Will our heroes manage to save the day? Does this podcast only have one more episode as everyone is incompetent? Listen on to find out. And if you like what you hear, you can follow us at DD&D Podcast on Twitter and Instagram. That's double D, A-N-double-D Podcast. You can also support the show and further our journey through our Patreon at patreon.com/garbageproductions. Or visit our website at garbageproductions.net. Not .com. Only a heretic uses a .com. We are garbageproductions.net. But more important than all that, tune in next time for another episode of Dum Dums and Dragons!